What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Look, we got a new pharmacy right around the corner from our apartment. Just opened. Pretty cool. Now, saying I won't have to go too far to get her medicines and things. But it's another fine day here in Siem Reap. Last night was beautiful. It was we were sitting around with a friend, and we were on the not the very rooftop, the very top, but on a little balcony area when a storm kind of threatened to roll in. And but man, that breeze was fantastic. It felt good. Can't complain. So before we start the video, I want to let you guys know, of course, about my new book, The Things That Happen at Night. It's my collection of short horror stories. And it's available for only $3 at the link below. As are the rest of my books. I have links below if you want to purchase any of my books, including Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder. And remember, I discounted all my books, so go ahead and pick them all up. Live in Cambodia is only $5. The Things That Happen at Night is only $3. A big book of weird top 10 lists is only $3. Yeah, pick them all up. Give them a read. I think you'll enjoy them. At least I hope you do. Alternately, if you want to receive a free copy of some of my books, you can donate below. I have links down there for PayPal, Ko-Fi.com, Patreon, all that good stuff. And if you donate and give me your email address, I'll add you to the list. Not only will you receive copies of my books, but also I will send you weekly exclusive supporter-only content. Each and every week, from me to you, as my way of saying thank you. So go ahead and take a looky look down there in the thingy thing. Click the links and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. And we're here with Autumn in Asia.
Yeah, and
there's Kelly.
That guy.
A vlogger vlogging, a vlogger vlogging.
Yeah, that's Dave does Cambodia, but Dave will do anything.
I'm easy like that. Yeah. But we're here at Sa Samaki again because I like Sa Samaki. And Kelly wanted to make a video down here, so we thought we'd come down here and knock out a 2-for-1. Let me get this thing stabilized. Sanglai's got her sugar cane juice. Yep, I do like the local markets, as you know. They never get boring or tired for me. And like I always say, the good thing about Cambodia is that you can have, you know, anything you want. They have the big supermarkets here where you can get Western style brands, and it's all neat and organized in aisles and everything. But if you prefer, you can always come to these local markets. And these are always good because it's generally cheaper than the big supermarkets. And you can find things here you might not be able to find over there. And plus there's such a variety. If you can't find something you're looking for or are at the right price in one booth, just go on to the next one. There's people around here selling the same thing booth after booth sometimes, and you can always find a better deal if you think you don't want to pay that much. So we're gonna go take a walk through, see what we can see. All right, so we were talking about pet peeves, kind of, last night, and I thought I'd share some of people's pet peeves that they have with Cambodia with you guys. It's always good to have a clear insight into what you're getting into, especially if you're planning on moving here and this is your first time. And everybody has certain things that, you know, for some people it might not be a big deal, but for others it's kind of a big deal, you know. And we both agree on a couple things, or all of us actually. The whole group agreed on a couple things, and then there were some specific to certain people. So let's start with the things we all agree on. First of all, they burn their trash here quite a bit, even in town. It's because it's not really illegal here, and if they can't afford garbage service, they just rake it all out into the street or in their yard at the end of their house, and they will burn it. Now, when I was young, man, my parents used to burn leaves. You know, we used to rake the yard, and before that got outlawed, they were to they would go ahead and burn them. Yeah, it wasn't the best smell, but it was just kind of a homey kind of smell, I guess you can say. But here they burn everything, plastic, and you know, food garbage and rubber and all kinds of things. And so the stench can get pretty overwhelming, especially if you catch a breeze and it's blowing right your way. They can be down the street, but when you go out into the street, you'll just see a slight haze covering everything there while they're doing that. And it can be kind of annoying, you know. But then again, you know, since the pandemic, we've gotten used to wearing masks. And that's another reason why I would still advocate for people to wear masks, because you don't want that smell. You don't want to be breathing that in all the time. But it's not prevalent. It's not like it's all over. It's not like there's a cloud of smog hanging over the city from all the burning trash. But it does happen frequently in intervals around the city, and you can you definitely notice when you're walking into that kind of a thing. So that's kind of everybody's pet peeve, you know, is the burning of the trash. The second thing we both, all of us agreed on, is that the garbage situation here. That is getting better, I have to say. They put a lot more garbage cans, at least in the main downtown areas, at least in the main parts of town, where all the tourists go. And they are educating people. Different businesses and corporations are trying to educate the locals, you know, not to throw their trash anywhere. But you still see it more often than you should, probably. It's very common to be walking down the street and just see somebody throw an empty coffee, you know, plastic coffee cup, or a plastic bag of trash, and just toss it to the side of the road while they're driving by in their motorbike or in a tuk-tuk or something like that. And that is getting better, but it is disheartening to see, because I know there's a lot of corporations and a lot of local companies who sponsor cleanups of different areas where they walk along these roads and clean it up, pick up all the trash, you know, by hand, and try to make it look all nice, and then seeing it like a week later and there's more trash there and people just going along tossing it off their motorbikes, right? And like I said, that is disheartening. But that is getting better. I do have to admit that they've really been pushing the initiative to keep Cambodia clean, and it's just going to take education and some patience among everybody, not just locals, but everybody. Because I've seen barangs, I've seen foreign people do the same thing. And I kind of understand, because sometimes you're walking, you have an empty cup, you have an empty food container, you know, you just ate, and in certain areas there are just no garbage cans anywhere to put your trash, and sometimes people get impatient and just go, I'm just going to set it down here. But that's not the way to do it. Just keep in mind, if you're ever in a situation like that, just hang on, You'll find one eventually. Like I said, they're getting real better at that downtown. Lots of trash cans down there, and they're even putting up more street lights and street signs, so that's always good. But in some of the outer areas that it still hasn't quite caught on, and you do see loads of trash by the side of the road that the city won't pick up because they're not getting paid anything to do that, so it just gets ignored until it's a big steaming smelly pile. And that's not good for anybody. So that's another pet peeve, but like I said, that one is getting better. Just take care of your trash, and eventually they'll get more cans and containers for the trash to go. Fingers crossed, anyway. Now, there are a couple things other people mentioned that I don't find as a pet peeve. Doesn't really bother me for different reasons, but I thought I'd bring them up here just because you never know, it might be one of yours. And one of those things is money. Now, when you're dealing with Cambodian riel, it's pretty easy to figure out, right? Because it's 4,000 riel for every US dollar. For every $1 US, it's 4,000 riel. So if you're somewhere and you only have riel, you don't have any US currency, and you ask somebody how much is this, and they say $5, well, you know that's going to be 20,000 riel, right? 5 times 4, 20. Pretty easy, right? However, it does get complicated when something is not an even number. Let's say, like what if they said it's $3.65, and then you got to think, okay, well, it would be, let me see, 3 times 4 is 12, but what would 65 cents be times 4? You know what I mean? For those of us like me who are not mathematically proficient, which means I'm ignorant in math. I just never get math. I was just trying to say it in a nice way. But for people like me, that can be an issue when all you have is real. Like how much real is that? And I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, if you give them $5 for that thing that costs $3.65, they'll give you back change. But if you don't actually know how much in real it is, you don't know if they're giving you back the correct change or not. And they don't do it trying to rip you off, but sometimes mistakes happen in the exchange of currency. That's all it is. It's happened to me. I've done it before, where I went to pay for something that was $2.50, 10,000 riel, and I accidentally just gave her 1,000 instead. And then she had to go, oh, hey, come back, that's not right, this is only 25 cents or something. So, yeah, and it was just an honest mistake, and I've done the opposite too. I've tried to pay for something that's 1,000 riel and accidentally hand them a 10,000 and walk away, and the old woman at the store, they're chasing me down, hey, change, sir, change. So yeah, it happens for us, it still happens for them. But it can be, like I said, if you're not really good at the math, like me, that can be frustrating. Now, that doesn't bother me as much. It's not really a pet peeve of mine because, of course, I'm with Sang Lai, and she takes care of all that. She knows exactly, she knows the score when they give her a price. They'll tell her how many riel in their language, and she takes care of all that. But if you're not fortunate enough to have somebody to take care of that for you, I can see where that could be frustrating. Like I said, it's not really a pet peeve to me, but oh, there she is. But it can be just something to think about. And another thing somebody said that again is not really a pet peeve for me because it's I don't see this changing anytime soon, but it's the driving. Driving is so crazy here. I mean, they're getting better at putting signs and lights and all that good stuff, but they're definitely following their own rules here. Some of them are unspoken. You won't find them in any book. It's just the way they've done things forever, and it's the way things are going to continue. But it can make driving very hazardous at times, especially for foreigners, because they know the rules, they know what to do, but you don't. So they see you as a problem, even if you're driving by what you would consider your Western legal standards, right? You're using your blinkers, you're going the speed limit, you're trying to turn left, but some guy's coming up on your right, and all of a sudden just cutting in front of you to turn left also. I mean, all that kind of stuff happens. So there are definitely rules here, but most of them are unwritten, and they just kind of follow what they've known for their whole lives. Like I said, I don't see that changing. I think that's just the way it is. Now, again, that's not a pet peeve for me because I don't drive that much. But yeah, I can see how that could be frustrating for some people, especially at the busier parts of town. Certain times of day, all these streets are congested and busy, and you got bikes weaving in between cars and SUVs trying to get to the front, and everybody seems impatient to just get to where they're going, you know, without getting caught in the traffic jam. And it can be pretty intimidating at times. Like I said, not too much for me, but it's definitely something some people find as a pet peeve. And finally, I'm going to mention something that I talked about before, but shipping things here is a frustrating experience. It just takes a long time. Shipping costs can be outrageous, especially for electronics and things. Even something like a book, I've said this before, if I wanted to buy a paperback book from Amazon that costs 10 bucks, they're going to charge me $23 in shipping just for that one book. So, and it's going to take 2, possibly 3 months to get here. And now there are other alternatives, Lazada, AliExpress, Cambo Quick. You can use them as an intermediary between yourself and Amazon, and know exactly what the price you're dealing with. It's probably cheaper. We're trying to coordinate all that and trying to get that all done, and never really knowing when something's going to arrive here, especially since you mainly have to use the post office to go and get it, and they will only call you once, and you know, your phone number has to be written on the outside of the package, and when they get it, they'll call you, usually only once though. And if it's a time when you're not available, you don't have your phone or whatever, you know, it's just a lot of things you have to work around here to get mail. Now, I don't worry about that one neither, because nobody ever sends me nothing. But I've been looking for a mic splitter for my phone for a long time. Sometimes people will ask me, hey, I'm coming over to Cambodia, I'm going to be in Siem Reap. Anything I can pick up and put in my carry-on or something? So I'm just going to say that. And I always say peanut butter because I love peanut butter, but I'm going to say give me one of them mic splitters, something I can plug into my phone, plug 2 microphones with separate audio. That way, me and people like Kelly here, we can do a live stream from our channels, and we'll have the capabilities of doing that. I think that would be fun. I just can't find one here. I've been to 4 different stores. I show them the picture, the one I want, and they just look at it and say, nope, we don't have. So, yeah, what can you do? Like I said, all these things I'm talking about, all these pet peeves, can be frustrating at the time they're happening, but overall, even these things do not take away from the many positives of Cambodia. I continue to love this country. I have since I've been here, and that's not going to change. But I thought I'd make you aware of some things people have told me that they find as frustrating, or you know, pet peeves, things like that. But I don't want to get you sour on things. This is not a negative video. If you're thinking about coming over here, I absolutely recommend that you do. It's a fantastic place to visit, an even better place to live. It's safe, it's inexpensive. People here are the gems of the world, and I wouldn't have it any other way, even if I can't find a mic splitter. I'll take that, as long as I can live here. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Be sure to like and subscribe if you have not. Check out all my links down below. I have PayPal, Ko-Fi.com, or you can join my Patreon. Like I said, I'll send you copies of my books, add you to my list for the weekly exclusive content. You'll get it every week right to your email if you do donate. Also, my book links are all down below. Be sure to check out all those out. Buy all my books. You'll enjoy them. And if you don't, well, you didn't spend that much money to get them. Also down below are other channels vlogging from this part of the world. Even right here in Cambodia. Even this guy, Autumn in Asia. His channel is down below. So check out all those channels. Like and subscribe to them, and you'll get a lot of interesting information. You'll get to see places I don't go. It'll be good for you. And also, don't forget my other channel, Horror Reads. If you like horror books, I review and discuss horror books. I put a new video up there every 2 to 3 days. 2 to 3 days I will put up a new video, discuss and review the latest horror book I've read. So if you're into that kind of thing, just click the link below and be sure to subscribe to that as well. Alright, from South Samaki here in Siem Reap, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.